In this video, you will learn how to make this awesome weather station using an Arduino and the new Edge series Nextion touchscreen display. For this project, I'm using the new 4.3-inch Edge series Nextion HMI display, a wind speed anemometer, a DHT11, and a BMP 180 module, and of course, an Arduino Uno. The hookup for this is pretty simple. The DHT11 output will go to Arduino pin 2, ground to ground, VCC to 5 volts. On the anemometer side, the negative will go to ground, the positive will go to analog 0. For the BMP 180, SDA will go to analog pin 4 or the SDA pin on your device. SCL will go to analog 5 or the SCL pin on your device. Ground to ground, VCC to 5 volts. As far as the Nextion display, 5 volts to 5 volts, ground to ground, and RX on the Nextion to the TX or digital pin 1 on the Arduino. Nextion editor is free to download from their website and is fairly easy to use. You first start by clicking the new button here. It will ask you which Nextion display, which size you're using, and which orientation you want your project to be, whether it's portrait or landscape or whatever. So you should make sure that you pick the right orientation before you get too far in your project. Now here I have page 0, which is my only page. So this background here, I have added a picture. What you do there is you click on this plus button and add your picture. This is one that I created in PowerPoint where I've added these gauges with the background, pretty simple. And then over here in your attributes for your page, you change this from background with a fill to background with an image. And you can click here on the picture number and select picture. So picture 0 is this one here, and that's what I've selected for this project. Now, other than that, I've added 4 of these text blocks from this toolbox over here, T0, T1, T2, and T3 to match my 4 gauges. And in order to edit those, you'll have to go to Tools here and create some fonts, different sizes, different font types, whichever you want. You create them here in the font generator, and then you add them here in the font tab by clicking this plus button. And then on each text box, you can go to the characteristics, you can change the font number here as well as the color of the font. So that's pretty much it for the Nextion editor. You go to File, TFT File Output, and you will output that file to your SD card, which we will load in the Nextion to upload this software to it. The Arduino code is also pretty simple. We're going to need a couple libraries. We have the BMP 180 and the DHT11 libraries included, and we will set pin 2 as the pin for the DHT11. We will also initialize the BMP 180 with this command here. We have a few variables, an integer for humidity, and temperature, pressure, and wind speed will all be floats. Here in the setup loop, we will start serial communication at 9600 baud rate, which matches our Nextion. And we will also get the BMP 180 initialized. Now here in the loop is where we get a little bit trickier. We have our humidity, and we will take that reading directly from the DHT11, which outputs a percentage of relative humidity. Temperature, we will get from the BMP 180 with this read temperature command. And for us in the United States who use Fahrenheit, if you want to convert it to Fahrenheit from Celsius, you have the 9/5 plus 32 conversion factor. Also pressure, we will be getting from the BMP 180 with this read pressure command. And if you want to convert from millibars to inches of mercury, this is the number that you'll use to do that. For wind speed, I have an analog read of channel 0, and my particular anemometer says that at 73 miles an hour, it will output 2.5 volts, which is an analog reading of 512. So I take my analog reading, multiply it by 73 divided by 512, and that will give me my wind speed in miles per hour. Now, the text communication with the Nextion is the most different part from a traditional sketch. We start each command with the serial print, And because I want to change the value of text 0 on the Nextion, I start with this t0.text equals command. And you'll see I have this backslash and 2 quotation marks. That is the method for initializing the command on the Nextion. Next, we have the string value of our temperature. I'm going to put a space and then character 176, which is the degree symbol. And because I'm using Fahrenheit, I will add an F. Now here we have another backspace followed by 2 quotation marks. This ends the text string, and then this string here with this backspace XFF repeated 3 times will tell the Nextion that you are done with that command. And so we can now move on to the next command, which is doing the same thing, except we're changing the value of text 1, which will be our humidity. In percent humidity, we have the same terminator command for our text string and the same terminator command for our end of command. And then we will display that, or push that information rather, to the Nextion once per second. Now if we upload this and open our serial monitor, we will start seeing this long text string, which to us is a little bit messy, but to the Nextion makes perfect sense. So let's see how it works. So you'll see here that the Nextion is updating its values once per second as directed by the Arduino. You'll notice that everything is updating except for the wind speed, and that's because I am in the house and I have my anemometer here, but if I blow on it, that value starts to update too. So there we go, pretty simple. Well, now you know just how easy it is to make an awesome looking display for your Arduino projects using a Nextion touchscreen. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as I plan on making more Nextion videos in the near future. Thanks for watching.